Well, good morning. It is 7 o'clock and we are ready to go on a Thursday. I am home. I'm Monica Adams, the real Monica Adams. And our show is brought to you by our friends at Invita Health and Wellness. We're talking about hydration. We're talking about IV hydration. We're talking about supplementation, all of those things that are extremely important to the inside and the outside of your body, taking care of yourself. They are a medical spa, but not just an ordinary one. They take care of you, your whole body, inside and out. And we're going to be talking to them tomorrow. We're going to record a really amazing show that is all about weight loss. Now, I'm very big as a trainer in having you lose the weight by working out, by eating properly, all those things. However, the importance in also knowing your labs. So Dr. Sarah Franco and the staff at Invita Health and Wellness, very big on having your labs done, and then they can treat you as a whole person. So Invita Health and Wellness, you're going to hear from them and that aspect coming up very soon. How you doing this morning? Waking up with me on a Thursday. I hope the week has gone well for you. If it hasn't, remember you can still salvage the next couple of days. Today I want to talk about something that came up in a walk that I did yesterday with one of my very best friends, Julie. Shout out to you. Hopefully she gets a chance to see this at some point. But we were talking about hobbies and passions and getting involved in sports at a very young age, or maybe you dance, or maybe you do cheerleading, any of those things that happen when you are very young. Or does it happen later? So my godchild is in seventh grade. She's going to be 13. Oh my gosh, she'll be a teenager. 13, and she's playing volleyball. She was playing soccer. She used to play the trombone, and she's finding herself really loving volleyball. But her mother was a big soccer player. Her dad played soccer as well. And I know as a parent, you want your kids to grab onto what you really love, right? Of course, as a parent, you want to go watch that sport. But sometimes it's not what they want to do. So she loves to play volleyball. Neither of them ever played volleyball. And so that's something that she's really loving. But I thought about it and I thought, well, she's only 12. So when did I start really, truly loving my sport? When did I really find what I enjoy doing, playing from a musician standpoint? I played the saxophone when I was in grade school and high school. I still have it. I always talk about picking it back up. I got a grand piano and was playing that until my accident, and then it kind of messed with my eyes. But that's something I absolutely want to be brought back to. So passion projects and hobbies, those things that we lay down for a while that we should probably pick back up, because I feel that passions, hobbies really are what draw us back to feeling fulfilled again, walking through life feeling fulfilled. Do you agree with that? Let me know what your thoughts are on that. And I'd love to know from the community, what are your hobbies? What are your passions? The other reason that came up in my mind was there's a person that I'm life coaching right now, and you know who you are. And she said, I've gone through life doing this particular job for 20 years. And then I felt inspired when I watched what you did, when you walked away from what you knew for 30 years and then launched this brand and all the things that you're doing. And so she's trying to find, what is it for her? Is it a side hustle? Is it completely changing careers? Is it adding on to something that she does with her family? Do any of you question that? Do any of you have that kind of fulfillment that you're looking for in life? I hope so. I hope that you understand that it could have been something from your past. Maybe it was something, again, when you were younger and you suddenly say, I completely forgot that I loved to do blank. What is it that you loved to do that suddenly you're not doing anymore? And maybe now that we're talking about it, that it might come back up for you, that you want to bring it back to the surface and say, I got to gravitate to this. I got to grab hold to this. It could be something that has to do with sports. It could be something you just wanted to pick up that you see friends and family do. How many of you, let me light my candle, by the way. How many of you know friends and family that play pickleball? I've been talking about how I think it would be so enjoyable to learn that. It's also learning something new when you are older. The whole thing, you can't teach old dogs new tricks. That's such a lie. By the way, this candle I got from Tallulah's in Cottleville. So shout out to Geraldine and to Wendell. This is going to burn for hours and hours and hours, she told me. Is like a lot of natural ingredients in it. This is strawberry basil. So I'm hanging on to a little bit of summer. This weekend, by the way, if you haven't seen the forecast, this weekend is definitely going to bring fall into play. So we're talking about, I've heard now maybe, hey, good morning. I've heard some people say, some meteorologists on the radio saying that it could be in the upper 60s for your high. Okay, that is definitely a fall feeling. You say good morning. So Tessa and Adelaide are up. If you hear them bark, it's because normally that means that we have deer running around. How many of you live out in wooded areas, open areas, acreage? Turkeys have been running around, deer have been running around. The owls, of course, are very, very active. Squirrels everywhere. We've seen, I've seen a coyote out here. Haven't seen a bear. I know some people in some areas have. Well, you like bears? You want to come say hi? Good morning to all of you. I'm going to take a quick break. So tell me, my comments aren't popping up on here. I'm not sure why. So I'm going to look at my phone. Tell me what your hobbies are, and maybe it will ignite something in the rest of the community that they think, I would love to do that as well. And I love how the community interacts together. So I'll look at the comments on my phone for any of you that are just popping in. Again, welcome to the show. And also let me know if you're brand new to the show. If you've been watching since March 1st, thank you. I understand our 200th show is coming up in the early part of December. So we'd love to do something fun with that. All of the fun things that we've been doing on this show. And on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, I get to interact with you, just you and I together. And then we have some great guests coming up, by the way, next week we'll talk about. And some big events coming up this weekend that I'd love to see you at as well. So more with the Real Monica Adams Show coming up. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain.
It's the icing on the cake.
The final brush stroke.
The finishing touches make all the difference in your home, too.
Have fun and get started at carolhouse.com/room planner.
With thousands of accessories in our 3.5-acre showrooms.
Get your picture perfect room and the lowest prices in the.
Welcome back. So from an engineering standpoint, I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on my phone because it looked as though you didn't see the commercial. I'm hoping it all played out for you. Very strange. So it looks a little different today. I'm just going to have to play off of this. So no comments are coming through to me. And it looked as though that commercial didn't play for you. But let me try to interact from my phone. And we're talking again about hobbies today and passion projects, etc. Okay, Richard says, I fell in love with tennis at the age of 13. I can't play anymore. I might take a pickleball. Yes, it looks much easier than tennis. Okay, how many of you play pickleball? Do you think it is, in fact, easier? So what is it? Is it a combination? Like, what is the ball? Is the ball like a wiffle ball? And there's 4 people that play. Is that right? Or can you play with 2? Tell me more about, because I don't know a lot about pickleball. I'd love to know more about that. My passion has always been art. I will do things for a while, but do experience burnout. Why do you think you burn out? That would be interesting. I step away for a bit, then always go back to it. Kathy, good morning to you, by the way. Linda, dear, almost daily in my heart, they feel at home here. I love it. I am an athlete, played soccer, softball, golf, and also played the saxophone. Kathy, you have so much in common with me. It's crazy. I don't do any of that anymore. I really want to play pickleball. Bought the racket just before COVID and then never started. My current hobbies are gardening and hiking in the woods. I also love to do sporting clays, but just don't take the time to go often. I did that in the past too. Gosh, I'm trying to remember the very first time I ever picked up a gun and really learned how to shoot was at Bush off of Highway 94. I want to thank the guys back then. They let me shoot everything from a little 22 handgun all the way up to the 22 shotgun or 12 gauge shotgun, and a what do you call the deer rifle? 30-aught something. Anyway, that one really blew my shoulder back. I don't have a lot of meat here. It's more muscle and bone. And so it was just like, boom. But it was so cool to learn just from the targets. And then we did the shooting clays as well. And I had never had a gun in my hand. And they said something about, this is an Olympic sport. And you just like smithered. They said it was like smithereens, 10 for 10 and straight down the middle. And I was like, oh, maybe I need to pick up a gun again. Maybe I need to have some fun with that. There's so many things. See, for me, I'm an extremely passionate person. And for me, there are so many things in life that I want to do. And I always feel like, do we have enough time? And, that's what I always feel like we run out of time. So I'm just afraid of people going through life and forgetting the importance of doing your passions, doing your hobbies. And don't forget that that's what really allows you to feel fulfilled in life. Richard says, I'll be your partner. Well, thank you. 30-6, that's it, is how you pronounce it. Not sure how to spell it. 30-6. Okay, so I think it's like 3006 or something like that. That's what always confused me. So, yes, I do enjoy, by the way, going and shooting at target practice. I actually told Jim the other day I saw the gun he had bought for me, and I said, we need to pick this up again. And that's another thing that kind of triggered it in me is we forget about the things that we enjoy doing. It's also, yes, 30-6. I also believe that it's things that you have to find commonality with your partner, with someone that you truly love. If you're not doing that, maybe go back and start writing things down, and then go to your partner, go to your husband, your wife, and say, do you enjoy doing this? Because I'd love to do this. For me and Jim, we love the arts. So we'll go to the Muni, we'll go to the Fabulous Fox. And I know the Fox getting ready to start up their big Broadway season. One of the shows that I think would be incredible to go watch is the Tina Turner show. My mom grew up dancing to Ike and Tina at Club Imperial, and so grew up absolutely loving her. I used to wake up and listen to Proud Mary to get my energy going if I was lacking energy instead of caffeine. Oh, I didn't need caffeine. I just needed Tina Turner. Music is a big, big passion of mine. We're just going to throw things out there that maybe will make you go, oh, yeah. I'd love that as well. Let's see. Linda says, I love sand volleyball. Play it every week. I used to play that at Fenton City Park when I worked at River Chase. Yes, thank you for bringing that back up. I forgot about that. During the summer, she said she played. I've played pickleball in the sand now, ready to start playing on the court. Walking and exercise, also a great hobby. Yes. So for me, that absolutely fills my soul, is working out. And so when we talk about the triangle of life, I regularly have, physical on the bottom of mine because I enjoy training so much that I don't have to have it up top and have to have anybody tell me. I had a great workout yesterday at Lifetime, did back, did shoulders, did biceps, rode the bike. Yes, that to me is a big fulfillment. So remember, although for some of us, it's actually our job, it can also be a hobby. So yes, I'm a personal trainer. I have been for 25 years. I'd love to train you if you're stuck going into fall, making some big challenges, and make the New Year's resolution before December and January come. Make it now. Get there 90 days, almost 90 days, a little less than that, in advance of January 1st. Look how far along you could be instead of waiting until January 1st. We could make our job a hobby that we love, a passion project. So yes, as a trainer, it's something I do for work, but it's absolutely something that I enjoy doing. Let's see. My cousin leads pickleball at Veta. So many people do it, especially older folks. You're right. Everyone needs a hobby. I scrapbook and gooey butter cake. You make gooey butter cakes, or do you just like to eat them and have a side hustle of selling items? Yeah, that's something I don't get a chance to do often. I know a lot of my friends, they'll sell stuff on Facebook Marketplace, Poshmark, etc. I have so many things here that I need to go through that I think people would absolutely love to say, oh, yes, I've been looking for something like that. It's just a matter of taking the time and slowing down and going through it, right? Just going through it. So let's see. My favorite is keeping my relationships going. I have many great friends, love greeting at church. Oh, that's a good one. And being involved with my church family. I feel fulfilled in life. Yes, church, faith. That's a passion I didn't even think about. Thank you very much. That's Rose. Michelle, we need to get back to the Harmon farm to do some shooting. Hope Max will get back into the shooting. He was so good. I'm so glad, by the way, that I have my phone, because on my system here, everything's blacked out and I have no comments. So it looks like that it looks like my commercials aren't playing. So I'm going to have to time them. I will try to do that. There's a little delay, I believe, on my phone. So if it's a little off today, bear with me, folks, because on my end, everything's blacked out. Go Tigers. I've been waiting for someone to say it, right? Aren't they doing incredible right now? I'm so super proud of them. This is part of my alma mater. I went to Missouri Valley. I went to Mizzou, went to UMSL, Flow Valley, all of those, so I can put my faith and my passion behind all of those schools. Jim went to Auburn. We paid for his stepdaughter to go to Oxford, so we feel like that's a part of our college as well. So I'll go ahead and put a little shout out to all of them, but definitely Mizzou. M-I-Z, ZOU. That's what you would have said if you were here live. I am going to a game in the middle of November. Anybody going to the Mizzou, Tennessee game? We will see you there. Can't wait. So go Tigers. Yes, thanks, Rose. Tina Turner. I want to see that. Look into it. Fabulous Fox Theater. Joe. Bird hunting is something that I have continued for 30 years. Watching a good bird dog work a field is great to watch. Other hobbies, woodworking. I have such mad respect for the people that I see that do that. Yes, a lot of guys. I wish more men would step up and say what they do so that other guys would go, oh, yeah, I'd like to do that. I know a lot of guys are very big in taking care of their yard, and I think that could be, even though that's what you would consider a chore, I think that's a hobby for a lot of guys. They love to have a beautifully manicured lawn, don't they? And then it's not just the lawn, it's the edging, just everything looking gorgeous. I don't know where that started from. Much more than women. Guys, it's like their hobby, not hobby, their trophy. If theirs looks good, and then they look at somebody else's in the neighborhood, they have to have theirs look a little bit better. Do you guys agree with that? It's definitely a guy thing. Woodworking, though, love that. Cycling, shooting claybirds. This is Joe. Unfortunately, my business is consuming more and more of my time. Joe, you are the reason I'm doing this. That is the problem. All of us just go through life like zombies, just getting up, going to work. And that's why I really wanted to, it's another reason why I wanted to step away for what I did for 30 years and why some of the people that I am life coaching are saying the same thing. Monica, I feel like I'm just going through the motions in life. That's not good, especially when we know how short life is. I'm going to a funeral this weekend for such a dear man that passed at the age of 59. So young, same age as my father. And it just makes you start to think, I need to live more. And so for all of you that are feeling the same way, saying literally like Joe's saying, unfortunately, life is just passing me by, business consuming your heart, your soul, your mind. You got to get back to thinking about what did you used to love to do? Now, look, I loved playing soccer. Do I think I would play again? Maybe just in a fun little thing. I don't really have the time to go and do that. And I know I'm talking about bringing time back, but I think if I brought time back, I would dance over playing. And that's what's so funny, because if I look back at my life when I was a young girl, my mom would probably have loved for me to have chosen dance instead of sports. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe she'd be here right now and say, no, that's not true. I loved watching you play. So I played soccer, played softball, played basketball, really loved soccer, played that into college and with the Junior Olympics. And then, of course, as you know my story, I was taken away from it when I had my blood clot. I would always go out there and kick a ball around. I mean, I loved it. It really taught me so many things, and that's what sports has the opportunity to do. So make sure you get your kids involved in something so they feel connected, so they're not just lost walking through just like we do with our work. They're going through school and they have nothing to turn to. So again, it's kind of the reason why I brought this up. If you're just tuning in, welcome aboard again. I am at my house. I always love to show you different areas. So this is the dining room, and look behind me. My sweetheart, we celebrated our anniversary, and look what Jim got me. These flowers, I will tell you what, I've never seen more beautiful bouquets than what I see at Lesher's Florist. And they're in the city. They've been there since the 70s. They are so pretty. Of course, these are the flowers that my father used to give me. These stargazer lilies, tiger lilies, stargazer lilies. But this was what they were telling me is so unique. These lavender, beautiful roses. And they said that these are the ones that are still really smelling incredible. I think these red ones smell good though too, but aren't they pretty? So Lesher's Florist, giving a little shout out because I love them. They are just the sweetest people. So thank you, sweetheart. Yes, I had them behind me. George loves when I have flowers on set. And I said, I don't know. If these last, I'll bring them in on Monday. Okay, if you're just tuning in, we're talking hobbies. We're talking passions. We're talking about maybe passions that you have forgotten about, unfortunately, and we want to bring them back into your life so that you feel fulfilled again. Sunset has pickleball now. Let's do it, Mon. Let's do it, Michelle. I asked before, is it 2 or is it 4? Anybody know? What is that? I was into letterboxing, been too busy lately. Yes, I remember that. Michelle loved a letterbox. Anybody else do that? Do you even know what it is? Michelle can tell you. I love working with horses. Oh, that would be fun, Michelle. Michelle Cordosi says this. I volunteer at Riding Institute for Disabled Equestrians. It's called Ride. See, this is what I love about the community, introducing new things to us. And she gets to work with horses, but most of all, are awesome riders. Bill, good morning. Hope you have a great day. Yeah, let's see. Kathy says, Michelle, so fun. We shoot a lot at my farm too. Yes, and Kathy Kilo Peterson. Let's go ahead and talk about Kathy. And I know I'm going to have to do this by my phone because on here it looks like it's blacked out. Let me just show you, by the way, what's happening. So let's see how much of a delay there is. Oh, it's only about 2 or 3 seconds. So on this left side of my screen, I love to be real and show you what's going on. On this left side of my screen, it usually shows me what's coming up. You see that it's all blue, but it's not going to be that. It's going to turn to red for you. Oh, it's slowly coming for you. Kathy Kilo Peterson, there you go. That's not what's showing on my screen. This is what's showing on my screen. Kathy Kilo Peterson, State Farm agent. I love her, and you're going to hear from her, by the way, next week. Kathy's going to tell her story, which is a very powerful one. And she's going to tell about what she wants to provide to the world. Is just as a human being, when I talk about having sponsors on our show, it is the fact that I want people that align with our mission, right? People that really, truly are good human beings, good business owners, treat their employees well, want to give back to the world, provide obviously a great service or great product. But more so, it is who you are. So Kathy Kilo Peterson is a wonderful woman. And if you're looking for a new insurance agent, I want you to look into Kathy, Marilyn, her staff. They've been there for a long time, but collectively with all their service in the industry, it's over 80 years. kkilo.com, 636-561-6460, or you can just scan that QR code. Reach out to them, tell them that you watched the show and say, yeah, I mean, Kathy, I can't wait to meet you because I hear you're a wonderful person. And she's going to take care of supplemental insurance. She'll take care of your home. We've got to take care of our dwelling or take care of our car. We want these things. We take them for granted until something horrible happens. So reach out to Kathy and let her know that you found her from here. Again, 636-561-6460. And I want to make sure that we talk about this. It's Responder Rescues. That's their big banquet dinner. Their all you can eat, I should say, dinner that is coming up on Sunday, October 8th from noon to 5. It's a good thing I memorized all of this because, again, let me show you. I'm seeing a black screen. I just love to be real with all of you and let you know what's happening on my side, the engineering aspect of the gremlins, or who knows. I'm just glad that we're on the air because I would have thought that we were not. And I don't see any comments from like I normally do. So that's crazy. But this Sunday, I'd love to come out and see, I'd love for you to come out and see us. Jim and I are going to be volunteering. Incredible food from Trattoria Giuseppe, which is on Old Highway 21. I believe is 5442 Old Highway 21. $25 for adults. All you can eat, incredible Italian food. And then for the kids that are 12 and under, it's $10. And they wanted to know RSVPs by October 1st. That was only because they wanted to make sure they had enough food. It does not mean that you can't come. All the proceeds going to Responder Rescue. Pat Byrne, Lisa Byrne are behind that organization, and that is to take care of our first responders, our police officers, our firefighters, our EMTs, our paramedics, our dispatch, communication. Can't forget about any of them. So I'd love to see you. I'd love to serve you and just share some good times together. They already had like 170 reservations, which made me so happy, but they can do a lot more. So if you didn't RSVP, it's okay. Or you can call today and say, hey, Grace and Joe, I'm coming to this. Can't wait for it. There's also going to be a cute little boot from their granddaughter. And she makes these incredible sweets, and you can grab those and then drop some money in the donation in the boot as well. Some people asked, hey, if I can't be there, can I make a donation? Of course, just go to responderrescue.org. But I'd love to see you. I'd love for you to be a part of it. So again, that's this coming Sunday from noon to 5. Okay, let's see. So where is your place, Kathy? Michelle asked. Ours is south in a town called, in a little town, she said called, but she didn't put that on there. I think it's, isn't that Platten Creek? Yes, she said it's near Bonne Terre. Burnout of my art and crafts comes when my mind doesn't want to stay focused on a project. This is from Linda. What I love is my son now too enjoys oil painting. Oh, I just love an artist. He's also very good at it. Makes me proud. He has my talent. I told him he needs to display his work in a gallery. That is one thing that I will say I am not artistic. I mean, I can do some stuff, but my brother was an incredible artist. My friend Julie is an incredible artist. Michelle is very artistic and creative. I love that mind and to watch the amazing things that people are able to do. But yeah, remember these things. There's a reason why when we go to camp as kids or when we're in school, they introduce us to arts and crafts. That is because maybe you pick it up as a hobby or maybe you do it for work. Don't forget about these things. Rose, does your side hustle include selling other people's stuff? I've been looking for someone to do that. Yeah, no kidding. That's something that Michelle actually helped out a couple of friends of ours. I know that he didn't have time to go through his stuff, so she did that, priced it all, and then got some commission obviously off of it. So that's very true. So those of us that are too busy, we need someone to do that for us. Yes, woodworking. I love to use saws and power tools. You people are so artistic. I love this community. Stephanie, I love the pool, hanging out with friends, coloring in the adult color book, scrapbooking, see, cooking, and watching sports. Okay, by the way, I love to cook, not bake. I love to cook. Do I get a chance to do it often? No. Would my husband love that I would? Yes. When I do, he's like, oh, this is really good. That's the problem, folks. This is really why I'm doing this show. All of us get too dang busy in life and we forget these things. We are coming and going and like two ships passing in the night. Too busy, too busy, too busy. I can't say this enough. We need to slow down because if we don't, life is going to pass us by and you're going to come back and say, what in the heck? Life is over and I didn't do this. That's what I'm talking about. So if you're just tuning in, it's the Real Monica Adams Show. We're halfway into the show. Hobbies, passion projects. What have you taken off of your plate that you need to put back on to feel fulfilled? Let's talk about that. Think about this. When's the last time you called your doctor at 2 o'clock in the morning and he actually answered? Well, at Innovare Health Advocates, their patients are special. Their doctors, nurse practitioners, their care team care deeply about your health, your family, your work, and even your pet. Their clinicians are accessible and they lead your care in and out of the hospital. In fact, Dr. Charles Willie offers his cell phone number to his patients to ensure they can intervene early in your illness. They can provide care above and beyond, offering lab, x-ray, echocardiogram, and other treatments in their office. Innovare Health Advocates with 5 locations on both sides of the river. Check them out, innovarehealth.com. All right, welcome back. I think there we go. Good thing that I have this next to me. I tell you what, it is just so fun to try to put this show on when you're doing it solo, and you don't have an engineer or producer or director, and you think of all the things that you have when you are in television or radio, and the multiple team players. And that's the thing that I loved from 30 years ago when I was in radio. So shout out to KJCF, which now is KJFF in Festus. That's where I got my career started. And I learned marketing. I learned the creative side, the promotions, sales, obviously on air, engineering, directors, producers. It's a good thing because here we are 30 years later. And 3 days out of the week, I have to play all those roles. And today, it's quite comical because I truly would not think I was on the air right now. It's just crazy with the whole black screen that I have going on. So hopefully it's just little gremlins and it will fix itself so that I don't see this again tomorrow. We're going back talking about passions and hobbies. And some of you, by the way, have turned your passion projects and your hobbies into your job. Don't forget, though, that it used to be a love of yours. So I just saw Sherry Anderson say good morning. And for a lot of you, you've asked, who does my hair? And that artist is Sherry Anderson. Sherry, I'm sure when she was a little girl, her passion, her hobby was doing makeup and fixing her little doll's hairs. Well, doll's hair. What did she do? She turned that into her job and then some. Now she's teaching. Now she's being represented as a leader at the New York Fashion Week. She's going to be going to Paris next year, and she's hoping to take me with her as a stylist. So for me, what is my hobby now? Oh, always it's been fashion and fitness, fashion and fitness. I absolutely love the art of fashion and styling. And I've been doing it for men for a long, long time, but women I've helped. Now I've really brought that to center stage. Since I walked away from TV, I've been able to do that more. I have taken people to different stores, helped them put a whole wardrobe together. I do this. I will come to a person's home and go through the closet and let you shop within your own closet because you forget about things that you haven't put together. Or as my sister-in-law said last night, she's like, I need color-coded outfits, Monica. She's like, and I laughed and she goes, I'm really serious. I need this color, this color, this color. This all goes together. She's like, I maybe like two of my outfits. And I thought, yes, there's more of a need for what we do. True styling, putting these things together that other people would never put together that looks stunning on you. Remember, it's all about color analysis. It's knowing the pigmentation, what brings out the color of your skin, your eyes. So when I style and do design and wardrobe consulting on the custom side, sure, I love it. I love to just light somebody up and create a unique piece for you. But if I just go and I consult someone and you hire me to take you to a store, I took a client of mine recently to Nordstrom Rack and I said, you don't have to spend an exorbitant amount of money because she's on a journey, a mission to lose more weight. So I said, why spend a whole heck of a lot of money right now when in 90 days, you would have needed to get it tailored. Let's hold off on that. But don't walk through life wearing clothes so ridiculously baggy that you can't see the results of the hard work you've put in. And by the way, congratulations, Anne. She's dropped 80 pounds with me, but she's on a mission to lose another 25, I think, by January 1st and continuing to go. She's on a mission, and I love that. But from a styling standpoint, no matter where you are in your journey, look good, look cute, look handsome, look beautiful. Don't just hide it in past clothes that no longer fit you, that look like a tent on you. You can find transition clothes, and that's what I do as well. So yeah, styling, that's probably one of my biggest passions. And then of course, working out. My excitement though is the fact that I get to take a hobby and it's part of my job. So, we've got that poster that lists all the things that we do. So obviously the show, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m., streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. For those that are not on social media, tell them we're on YouTube. And then I get a life coach. I get a personal train. Two things I absolutely love to do: give back to the world through helping mental, spiritual from the life coaching, and then teaching how to train the body to carve and see the tone and the muscles and what you're capable of, what possibilities are out there for you. So some of us are very, very blessed and lucky to turn our hobbies and our passion projects into a side hustle or into an actual job. That's the thing that one of the girls that I'm life coaching is talking about. Is this maybe whatever we reveal that's missing in her, does that turn into a job? It can. I mean, those are the things. You just got to explore that in your mind. Let me go back to some comments here. Kathy said to Joe, I'm in the same boat. Hard to carve out time away from business, but it's got to be done. It has to be done. So Michelle said, where do you hunt, Joe? They have a place in Old Monroe, thinking of auctioning off a hunt at the upcoming event that Monica's hosting at Clayton Winehouse. Okay, for those of you that are new to the show, let's talk about that. November 4th. Clayton Winehouse. Did you all get a chance to see Wet Your Whistle Wednesday yesterday? We kicked off that segment that's brought to you by our friends at Clayton Winehouse. And let me bring up, by the way, and hopefully you're seeing all these things, to all of our wonderful sponsors. And Clayton Winehouse is the newest. So it looks like you're seeing that. November 4th, I'm telling you right now, please don't wait to the last second to purchase your tickets. We have about 30 or so, I think, that's been bought already. So here's what the evening's going to look like: 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. If you've never eaten at Trattoria Marsala, this is an opportunity for you to experience some of their favorites because that's what they're providing. And thank you so much to Jamie and Steve and to Christine Komarek from not only Trattoria Marsala, but they also own Mia Sorella, which is off of in Town and Country area, off of Clayton Road. If you've never been there, both of those restaurants are theirs. And we're going to talk about their history in a beautiful story package I was hoping was going to air today. I know my team is feverishly working to get that done. Maybe if they tell me, it might air tomorrow, but I'll let you know. If not, it's definitely coming up next week. They're providing the food that night. And then tastings. And this is an opportunity for you to taste things that you don't have to purchase in a full bottle until you find the one you love. And then maybe you have a group of friends there, or your husband, partner, whoever, somebody's bringing their daughter. Take that and then go sit with your bottle of wine. Maybe share it with some friends. Make some new friends. Get out of your own way and introduce yourself to some new people that night. So whiskey tastings, wine tastings. If you don't drink, they've got non-alcoholic drinks there as well. They have stuff to make charcuterie platters. So remember, they have stuff for the upcoming hosting and holidays. I'm saying it now, and it's going to get down to the wire. I do not want you running up to a big box store. I want you to support local, support the people who are supporting this show that you tune in for every morning. Again, these wonderful, all of these sponsors you're seeing that are scrolling here on the bottom. You're going to see a lot of them there, by the way. Kathy Kilo Peterson, thank you. Not only is she a sponsor of the show, she's sponsoring that night. So she and 3 others for sure are going to be there because of her sponsorship. Diamond Roofing, Katie Rice and her fiance, David, thank you for believing in the show. She's part of the sponsorship. And then we had 2 new ones come on. Mark Anthony's, where I do my show on Wednesdays and Fridays, and Christopher's, Mark owns both of those in Kirkwood, and Michael Clausen, real estate agent. He came on last night as a sponsor of the Real Monica Adams, an evening with the Real Monica Adams night on November 4th. So would you like to be a part of it? Because depending on your sponsorship level, not only am I going to be talking about you, I'm going to have you speak that night a little bit about your business, but you're going to get tickets to the event. So there's a lot. You're going to be giving back because 100% of the proceeds from our live and silent auction that night are going to Jessica Cook and the dogs, Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue, so they can continue to do the wonderful work that they do. And you know, on this show, I talk a lot about my sponsors and how much I love them. Nobody's here. We're just talking about doggies. Tessa, you're so mouthy. So again, mark it on your calendar, but don't just leave it on the calendar. Do something with it. Go to therealmonicaadams.com. Hi, honey. Yes. And purchase your tickets for you, for your friends. I know there's a handful of people that said they're coming, but I see when the tickets are bought, and I haven't seen some of these names that said they're coming yet. So therealmonicaadams.com. Go to the website, click on what's new. Purchase your tickets right now before you forget about it. Maybe make it a ticket that's an early Christmas present for someone or a birthday gift. So besides what I've told you already is there, the food, the wine tastings, you also could pick up some beautiful baskets because they've got some made up, or you could actually look through and say, hey, can you put this all together and put this in a basket for someone that you want for a nice present or to give around Christmas time or to have for a hostess gift or a host gift, all those things. And I can't wait to inspire you. We're going to have a little motivation for about 15 minutes. It's from 6 to 8 p.m. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a great time. I have a feeling it might go a little bit more than that. So that's November 4th. And yes, the live auction, I already told you, somebody's going to get an incredible week vacation where I've been talking about it, where I go for the last decade plus. Grand Solmar Land's End. Jim and I are donating a week away. And I just can't wait for whoever wins that to come back and tell me just how much it is like heaven on earth. So that's going to be a part of it. There's a Stan Musial baseball that I know, Doug Allison, who really is the one that inspired me to do this night. Thank you, Doug, by the way, for igniting that in me. He's giving that, and we are going to have a basket from the Mark Anthony Christopher team. Anybody else want to donate something to that night, by the way, let me know. info@therealmonicaadams.com, because we will be feverishly trying to gather all that stuff up. So it's not going to be a huge live and silent auction, but who knows? I mean, we're going to have a nice table set up with some silent auction items and maybe just 3, 4, 5, definitely not more than 5 live auction items. I just want to do as much as we can for Jessica and her team. Okay, let's go back to some comments here. We're talking about passions if you're just tuning in. At passion projects, side hustles, hobbies, things that maybe turn into your job and you feel so blessed to have that. Terry says, I'm so OCD about my yard. I love being outdoors and I always find myself picking up. I'd play soccer again. I miss it. So yeah, Terry, me as well. I think it was a time in my life though. And for me now there's too many other things. I would definitely pick up dance before I would pick up soccer again. But I will always kick the ball around like at a family reunion or something. Kathy says baking. That's the one thing. Like I would bake, but I enjoy cooking more. Baking, cooking, reading. Yes, I really started loving reading. Walking in nature. Hiking is another passion. Watching the birds, love going to the Fox in Muni, enjoy the Missouri Botanical Gardens. It's beautiful there. We are really blessed. Botanical Gardens, ours, one of the best. The zoo, absolutely one of the best. And then she says, spending time with family and friends, hanging out and playing games. Game night. How many of you do that? Another hobby is wine drinking, Michelle says. Join me. Buy tickets now. Isn't that a creative way for her to tell you to buy tickets? Yes, for our November 4th event. Gorgeous flowers. I know, isn't he a sweetie? If you just tuned in, those flowers behind me are from Lesher's Florist. Yes, Terry, Mizzou. Where's Old Monroe? Rose said. I don't know if Michelle saw that. Good evening, Monica. My hobbies when I was a kid, I love painting, swimming, and love watching movies in theaters. That is a lost thing, isn't it? Now I have working out in my gym and eat healthy veggies food. By the way, that is definitely a new name. Rattan Thafar. Are you still on? Rattan, where do you live? I love the fact that we are reaching on this show well beyond what we originally planned, which was here we are. This is where I've always been known in broadcasting. We'll do a show for St. Louis. We'll do a show for Southern Illinois. Maybe they'll reach here and there. And then I started thinking, wait a minute, Monica, everybody can see Facebook. Everybody can see YouTube. Then the audio podcast platforms, which in about 20 minutes we'll have a new show that's launching on the audio podcast platforms. I'm talking iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, wherever you get your audio platform, or wherever you get your audio podcast. We just look up The Real Monica Adams. And today, Marty Henley, who was just writing me the other day, Marty is going to talk about surviving lung cancer and what she wants to give back to the world. And also, she talks about your care, depending on your zip code. It was really interesting. She sat down with me in a great podcast within the last month or so. And a lot of these get turned into the audio podcast so that you can tell other people that aren't on social media or don't want to get onto YouTube that they can listen. And for those of you that saw it, I would encourage you to listen to it all over again, because many times you're running around doing so many things, and sometimes you just need to use your sense of listening. Go for a walk and take that in. Go on a bike ride. Go on a hike. It's beautiful weather. I mean, this is really fall hiking weather this weekend. Do that and then listen to some of the podcasts, the current ones or some of the past ones, and you're going to hear an incredible voice of a guy. His name is John, that we met in Kansas City. We call him London John because as soon as he spoke, I was like, his voice, I need his voice on my show. And so sure enough, he was such a sport. He went in, did some liners for us, right? And said, now it's time for the Real Monica Adams show in his London accent, his English accent over the pond. And you'll hear him talk about the show and what he loves and how we're reaching thousands and thousands of miles away. That's what we want on this show. That is what I really, truly love. So Rattan, where are you from? I really want to know. No, Lester's well. I missed something. That's Joe. Lester's, you mean Lester's. Sorry, it's got to be. You put Lester's. I thought it was like Lester's. That's a sports bar, I think, off of Clayton Road. Lester's Florist in the city, yes. I also love yard work, cutting grass. My husband does as well. That's from Linda. My godmother sent me flowers from Lester's for decades. See, I know Jim, he loves to carry on traditions from his parents. Flowers are gorgeous. Thank you. Lincoln County off 70 and 79 on the Missouri River. We have flooded corn, Michelle says. That is in a response to Joe. What you see on your screen, that's how I see it too on my screen. What's that, Linda? I don't know. Wheels to Fields Flower Farm. See, I'm a little behind these comments. I'm trying to figure out what everybody's saying. Responder Rescue Benefit Dinner. She said, make your reservations for this Sunday. Once again, we have people popping in every second. So if you didn't hear, October 8th, this Sunday, again, the Responder Rescue event from noon to 5. This is my cousin's business and webpage, Great Business and Story. Oh, okay. Wheels to Fields Flower Farm is something we need to look into, evidently. Okay. Kathy replied to Michelle off of Where's the Farm? Michelle, it's a few minutes past Wildwood, right off of Highway 100. We just went shooting last weekend. Fun tradition with gingerbread houses. After holidays, the kids got to take turns with 22 of who could shoot the roof off first. Oh, well, it's fun, right? You obviously have to be responsible. Make sure you're there with the kids for that. Let me know if you need another. Got my racket, still has the tag on it. That's for pickleball. Anybody answer that yet? Do you need 2 or 4 people for pickleball? Do you ever take a week off from being Monica? Rose, that is a good question. What does that mean? What does being, I'd love to do that in the next 20 minutes. What does being Monica mean to all of you? Rose, and to everybody else that watches. That is a very good question. What does that mean to take a week off from being Monica? I will always be my authentic self. I will always be real. That's interesting. I'm going to take a break there. What does that mean from being Monica? I'd love to know. All right, we'll be back with more.
It's the icing on the cake.
The final brush stroke.
The finishing touches make all the difference in your home, too.
Have fun and get started at carolhouse.com/room planner.
With thousands of accessories in our 3.5-acre showrooms.
Get your picture perfect room and the lowest prices in the country at Carol House.
Because you like nice things.
You know, of course, it's great to get outside and enjoy the warm weather, but when it's time to relax indoors, be sure your home stays cool with equipment and service from my friends at Aldon. 24-hour emergency service available. At Aldon, it's their commitment to continue providing above and beyond HVAC service for all of their customers. They truly care about the air you breathe. Call them today at 314-567-5585 or on the web, aldon.com. That's al-don.com, 314-567-5585. All right, welcome back. And once again, if you're just tuning in, it is the Real Monica Adams Show, the home version, brought to you by all of our friends that you've been hearing from. And Vita Health and Wellness is our title sponsor. The studios are named after them. That's our title sponsor. And then shortly thereafter, we had Carol House Furniture come on. So thank you to Brooke and Amy Dubman and all of their staff. They've got those 2 locations in Maryland Heights and in Valley Park. So when you need furniture, please check them out. Let them know, by the way, when you go into these places, do me a favor and let them know that you found out about them or you really wanted to support them because they support this show. Aldon Indoor Air Quality Specialist. When something goes wrong with your heating or cooling, check them out. We had Florida Direct Palm Trees. We're hoping to get Greg back on because this is kind of the change of their season, but they are doing some stuff at their Lake of the Ozarks, Osage Beach location that has to do with the holidays, turning it into like Santa's workshop. So maybe we'll get them back on to talk about that. But we brought on Innovair Health Advocates. And if you don't know, we're doing Medical Mondays. Ask the Doctor segment. I'm going to ask him more about the merging of Western and Eastern culture, Eastern culture medicine. That's one of my questions I have for him. But start coming up with your questions. Your parents, grandparents, your kids. This is the time maybe to start thinking about changing doctors. I know right now is open enrollment. So I'd like for you to consider Dr. Charles Willie, his partners, and everybody at Innovair. I know I've had a lot of people that have said, I need a new doctor. Well, there you go. He could become your doctor. You would love that. Also to Kathy Kilo Peterson, thank you so very much. And then to all of those that are joining part of Clayton Winehouse. So the guys at Clayton Winehouse have become one of our newest sponsors and allowed us to kick off a new segment on Wednesdays. Did you see it, by the way? Did you see the entire segment? I want to know how many of you actually watched it all, because then that will tell us whether you want the full-blown segment or do you want just a short one. Because there's a lot of people in this society that are instantaneous. They need it fast. I like the long format. That's why we did this full-blown hour show. And in the future, this show could grow to an hour and a half. It could grow to 2 hours. I mean, that's what we did in television. We started seeing numbers really great. And so it made you go, okay, maybe we'll add another half hour. That's how the 4:30 time frame came about in television, by the way. And then suddenly it was, let's go on at 4 a.m. There's a need for that. There are people who are third shifters. There are people who are up early working out. They want news on early. And that's what happened. That's why, by the way, we went on at 4 a.m. all the way through 9 a.m. So you never know what's going to happen here. It's all what you want. It's what the community wants. So let's look back here. Rock painting is a fun and relaxing hobby. I thought you were going to say rock climbing, because that would be fun. Climbing, by the way, like upper limits, that's a blast. That could be a fun hobby. I've only played a couple times. This is Michelle about pickleball. Our friend has a court in his basement, and my son taught me since he just learned in gym class. Oh, they're doing pickleball in gym class now? How cool is that? Hoping he actually paid attention in class and taught me correctly. Okay. Michelle's laughing at the comment, do I ever take a week off from being Monica? I want to know what that means, by the way. What does that mean? Jose Vargas, good morning to you. New names that are being brought to the show. I love it. Okay, that is amazing. We always do a gingerbread house. We could donate it to the cause. Yes, that would be fun. Okay, Michelle says, Ann Donnelly, you rock. We're talking about Ann losing 80 pounds. Way to go, Ann, says Joy. By the way, tonight, Joy, I'll see you. Tonight is the night, Thursday. Somebody reached out to me and said, you have something on she said YouTube. And I said, yes, we have a show on YouTube. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, something on Thursdays. That's on Zoom. That's my Thursday night life coaching class. And if you would like to be a part of it, just email me. Let me put my email address up now that I know the banners are working. It also says if you'd like to be a sponsor or if you'd like to maybe pitch me an idea for the show, that's my email address. info@therealmonicaadams.com, and reach out to me for anything. But if you want to be a part of tonight's class, just tell me that you want to be a part of it. I'll respond back. I hope. My email is still not working as far as me being able to respond. Trying to get that fixed, but I might respond back from my personal email to you. It's $25 to drop in, and as Joy and Ann and Cindra, Nancy, Becky, a lot of people that have been on in the past, they'll tell you it's really one of the most rewarding nights because it opens up so much in you mentally and spiritually. So if you want to be a part of that, let me know. Actually, anything that's $25, I have a package that people buy. They buy 20 of them at $400, but it gives them $5 off any class that I teach. So my Monday night boxing class, my Saturday morning class, and my Thursday evening life coaching class. So fitness and life coaching, you can do for $20 if you want to buy a $20 packet. $20 per session, 20 package. So think about that. Okay, let's get real. As of last Thursday, officially lost Richard, 101 pounds. Oh, congratulations. Wow, I need some sound effects here. From April until November, I wear a cutoff t-shirt and shorts, most of the time just shorts. I'm going to have to let you figure out a style for me. Richard, that's on. I cannot wait to style you and find what is you, uniquely you. Richard, congratulations. I am so super proud of you. That is amazing. Woo! Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Michelle said support local. I hunt in Illinois. I live in Carlisle. When there were quail, we hunted thousands of acres of private farm ground. Now go to a couple private places, one being Sandy Run, which is east of Vandalia, Illinois. Okay. Kathy said, woohoo, so fantastic. Congrats to Richard. Way to go, Anne. I wish I could make it November 4th. I'll be at the factory for my husband's work event, celebrating 60 years in the business. Congratulations, Matt Lanham. I will be at the Backstoppers event this weekend. Yes, please. I'd love to see all of you on Sunday. Husband follows the migration. This is Michelle. He leaves this month to start in North Dakota, ends in Arkansas in January. Oh, you hunters. Love game nights, especially at the barn. Game nights, yeah, that is something fun. I don't do that enough. Kathy said, I saw Lauren Murphy is celebrating her birthday today. Oh my goodness. Happy birthday, Lauren. Colleen and Lauren Murphy, we had them on the show and they were our podcast on the audio side last Thursday, by the way. If you haven't heard that, or if you want to go back and you haven't seen that show, they're quite an inspiration. Murphys don't quit. Congratulations, or happy birthday, I should say, to Lauren. John Breyer London. John lends his voice to the audio podcast starting today. He sounds like Jason Statham. Yeah, there's a new movie coming out, by the way, that I was privy to their trailer. It was a restricted trailer that I was able to share with Michelle about a new movie coming out with Jason, by the way, in January. Okay, so Julie, thank you for answering that. You can play pickleball with 2 or 4, she says. I think it means being yourself, but making more time for you and all the things you'd do if you weren't helping us. What does Monica's day look like totally retired? According to Jim, I will never retire. And I believe that he is right on that. Just like his Aunt Janet in Birmingham, Alabama, she is 81, I think now, and still working. And I believe I'll probably be the same way. Because to me, I feel blessed to be able to give back to the world. It truly does fill my cup. Let me tell you. So, I've told people in the past that when you're looking for something from someone, remember, you're getting that from them. You're getting the energy from them. You get as much back as you are giving. Hopefully, it's that beautiful give and take. So I don't know what life would ever look like not working the grind that I have for the last 30 years, but I'm very fulfilled doing this show, doing my life coaching, doing my personal training. I love to MC. I love to auctioneer and raise big money for organizations. That fills my cup. I really love motivational speaking. And I said one of my greatest hobbies was fashion. So styling, just really lights me up. It's still it's still in my heart and my soul to open up my own boutique, or at least we're going to start it. Would you all want to start buying clothes off of my website? That's something I want to know because I'm looking into that. I'd like to launch a secondary launch of workout clothes, really cute jackets that have the thumb holes that are very structured looking that say know your value and MA, because we launched workout clothes, sports bras, leggings, joggers for men, drop cut shirts for men, shorts for men. But that was the first launch. I would like to do more. I do custom suits and jackets, jeans. We can do all those things, and we can put know your value and MA in those. But I always get tugged in my heartstring by fashion. So before I really go deep into putting that on my website, I just want to know, is there a market for that? Would you all want to buy that? A week. Okay. Rose says this is what it would look like to not have, to be off. A week of no appointments. That would be vacation. No events, no live shows, no auction events or client appointments, etc. Just hanging out with your babies and Jim and keeping your PJs on, and don't have to be anywhere. You would be pacing probably. You like to keep busy. I do like to keep busy, but I've done that. I've done it more often than I used to, by the way. That's what vacation looks like for Monica. And truly taking vacation, by the way, because I have gone on vacation and I hate walking away from, I don't like to disappoint people. So if they want to work out, I want to be there for them. I went to Branson and made sure that I Zoomed with my clients so that they didn't miss their workouts. And it came back where my mom was like, can't you just really take vacation? And I said, yeah, but they're wanting, but, right? It's, but they want, and she's like, what about you? What do you want for yourself to just relax? So you're right, Rose. I need to take an actual vacation. Monica will not stop, Michelle says. She knows. We had pickleball in the 80s in high school. You did? I've never heard of pickleball until recently. That's interesting. Yes, Anne, Kathy says, way to go. Way to go, Anne. Julie says she'll be there tonight. Fantastic. Life coaching, 5 p.m. I think my friends and I would love listening to you for a couple hours a day. You motivate people and give us connections mentally and physically. Now, Rose, you just told me to take off, and now you want me to do a longer show. I'm just kidding. Lauren Murphy's recovery page, happy birthday. Yep, she's tagging you. Way to go. Congratulations, Richard. Taking a day off from being Monica would mean she would have to quit caring about people for a day. I don't think that's in her DNA. Hey, you just said it all. 100%. In fact, this is what I love to do. Hi, it's Monica Adams, and I just want to say thank you so much for following along since we launched The Real Monica Adams Show back in March. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that our team can do for you, from styling to emceeing to life coaching to personal training, motivational speaking all around the world. If you have a company, a corporation, a business that would like to book us, email me, info@therealmonicaadams.com. Let's change lives together in person. info@therealmonicaadams.com. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment, or online, envitahealthandwellness.com. Well, welcome back. It's been a fun hour talking about passion projects, talking about your hobbies. Don't forget about them. And if you have, it's okay. What matters is that you bring them back up in your life, that you don't go through life missing out on them. I'm going to tell you right now, I promise you all that I will slow down enough to pick that piano back up again. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take my private lessons like I was, but there's a lot of apps out there. There are a lot of things that teach you how to play on your own. And hopefully it'll come back, because I don't want all that money that I spent on private lessons to have been wasted. But yes, it's always been a passion of mine ever since I was a little girl to play the piano. And that's why I bought it. I bought it to force myself to slow down, by the way. I love to hike, so I will be doing that, especially as we're going to be looking and experiencing some really beautiful weather. Carving time out for that. Dancing. I want to do a dance competition again, so that has to be on my list. So Michelle, thank you. She hashtag know your value. That's my mantra. Linda says I play bunco once a month with friends. Quick dice game. The host prepares an appetizer meal for us. There are 12 of us, so we host once a year. We have so much fun. Linda, thank you so much for saying that. You know what you just made me realize? Years ago, this is probably a good 5 to 10 years ago, I said I wanted to get couples together so that once a month, a different house hosted a theme dinner. Okay, so you want to have a Thai dinner, you want to have a Mexican dinner, whatever it may be. It's your month to host, and it changes. And so there's 12 different groups of friends that do it that will take up the entire year. Doesn't that sound fun? We need to do that. I have got to get that started because one of the things I do love to do is host. I love to throw a good party. A boutique would be so awesome. Please have sizes for larger women. Oh, Stephanie, that's a guarantee. In fact, my workout clothes go from a small all the way up to a 6XL. Some of those sports bras and leggings went up to a 6XL. So that way everybody feels like that they can be a part of it as they do their transition and their transformation. Absolutely. So the things I'm looking at right now go from a small to a 2XL. I promise you, I always want to make sure everybody feels included. Just make sure you sell, oh, somebody just said a 2XL. Yes. And just don't sell small sizes. Why would I ever do that? I got you, girl. I got you, boy. I've got all of you. Discrimination on lots of clothes size. Nope. Won't mention names, but it's not fair. Not everyone is a size 6. I love online shopping. Rose and Stephanie and everybody else that watches this later, absolutely 100% guaranteed. I will not have anything that isn't for all sizes. The second annual Waterloo Pub Crawl is this Saturday. Come and see beautiful downtown Waterloo, noon to 7. That's what Richard says. Richard, I'd love to, but I am going to a funeral for a very dear friend of mine. So again, to Rosie, I know this weekend's going to be so difficult for you. She just lost her soulmate in Bobby. So again, dedicating several shows to Rosie and Bobby Peoples. Our weekend will be spent with the very dear family and friends, remembering an incredible soul. That's why we do what we do on this show. And it is to let you know, I don't want life passing you by. And all of a sudden you have regrets because you didn't do your hobbies and you didn't do your passions. All right, it's time to wrap up. Blueprint for Value, Jeff Kozatek. 52 Habits to Discover and Strengthen Your Personal Worth. And we're on number 37. This is funny. Gosh, God is so funny. Running on fumes is bad for the engine. Breaks are as important as fuel, sleep, and vacations. Listen to your body. Pushing beyond your limits to get things done results in bad form, frustration, and a feeling of inadequacy. Sometimes to take 3 steps forward, you must first take a step back. Take a minute to slow down. Breathe, yoga, stretch, step away from work, have some fun, recharge your batteries and your willpower, replenish your creativity, and return to your challenges with a fresh perspective. So the takeaway, taking breaks can remove blocks to creativity and problem solving, reduce feelings of inadequacy, and improve your energy. So smart, and how funny that it had to do with what we're talking about today. I just love how these things work. I had no idea that that's what that said. I never know until I read it to you live on air. All right, everybody. I'm hoping that tomorrow we get a chance to show you this beautiful piece on Trattoria Marsala, and that you get to take a look back in the history of that. I don't know if it's going to be ready. If it's not, then it definitely will air next week. But Trattoria Marsala, a big part of the event. I want to see so many of the faces and the names that I see pop up on this show. Please, I'd love for you to come out to these events. Again, this weekend, I'd love to meet you at the Responder Rescue event at Trattoria Giuseppe, October 8th from noon to 5. And then I'd love to also see you on November 4th at Clayton Winehouse for the very first of what I'm hoping are many events that we'll be holding for you also in 2024. But this will be the first. You got to be at the kickoff. An evening with the real Monica Adams, 6 to 8 p.m., November 4th at Clayton Winehouse. It's going to be a blast. And again, as I said, if you have something that you think is a really great auction item that you would like to donate to it, reach out to us and my team will come and pick it up. All right. Thank you so much. I've got clients coming up, and it is going to be a little bit of a slower day since I'm not at work and rushing around. I'll still be working, but I promise you all, I'll take a little more time for me and those fur babies and my hubby. You do the same. Okay. In a world where you can go out and be anything, first and foremost, be kind. God bless you all.